Hello. Again, we are continuing that sliding contact bearings. For what is the materials of the sliding contact bearings, and what are the fatigue strength and comparability and embeddability and the anti-scoring, corrosive resistance and thermal conductivity. We will see by one metal. So generally we are going to using for material for the bearings is bobbitt material. We can use more and more. Bronze we can use, and copper, aluminium, silver, even the wood also we are going to using for bearing materials. Now we will see that bearing material. So tin base bobbitt material, fatigue strength is very poor, and conformability is good, and embeddability is excellent, anti-scoring is excellent, and corrosion resistance is also excellent, but thermal conductivity is very poor. Why? Because this thermal conductivity is very poor. When that heat is generated inside of the bearings, is that more will be developed. So over there thermal conductivity will be the very poor will be there. Next, lead based bobbitt material, poor will be there. Fatigue strength and embeddability is we can say that good, and anti-scoring means corrosion and all the things, good to excellent, and corrosion resistance fair to good, there is no corrosion, and thermal conductivity is also very poor. And we can come to that bronze, lead bronze, fair, it will be fair, very fair, it will be there. Fatigue strength is very good, and as another quality is there, embeddability is very poor, and the anti-scoring is very poor comparability to tin base alloy bobbitt materials and lead based bobbitt materials. And we can see that and it is corrosion resistance also very good, not comparatively it is very low to bobbitt material, tin base. So over there another one more somewhat little bit disadvantage, but thermal conductivity is somewhat little bit good compared to other bobbitt materials, compared to the bronze. Now we will see that copper lead based material, fatigue strength is very good, means very good, and then embeddability is poor to fair, means we can consider as fair, and anti-scoring is fair, and poor to fair is in corrosion resistance. Actually it is poor, slowly it will come under into the fair, and thermal conductivity is okay, good, okay. And aluminum you take, thermal conductivity is fair, okay, transformation of heat is very fair, and corrosion excellent, there is no corrosion on aluminum, we know that very well. Anti-scoring is very good, okay, and fatigue strength is also very good. So see that silver material you can take, fatigue strength excellent, and thermal conductivity is excellent, so corrosive resistance is where is embeddability and anti-scoring is very poor compared to other materials. And the silver lead deposited bobbitt material, it was excellent, and it is excellent, and the thermal conductivity is also excellent, means transformation of heat is very good, okay. Next we'll see that now see that composite of bobbitt material. So this tin base and lead based bobbitts are we are going to using widely bearing material, as well as they satisfy the most requirements for general applications. The bobbitts are recommended for maximum bearing pressure on projected area near about 14 Newton per mm square. Starting is 7, so lower also we can consider 7 to 14 Newton per mm square. Then when applied, it is in this bobbitt metal materials we are going to apply mainly for automobiles, and high speed ranges we are going to using generally for thin layer, and the maximum is starting range is 0.05 mm to 0.15 mm thickness. So bonded is very high strength in steel shells. In steel material it will be very good. The composition of the generally this barbed material is tin based barbettes. Tin is 90%, copper is 4.5%, antimony is 5%, and lead is 0.5%. So this is that material composition. And lead based barbettes are lead is 84%, tin means tin is wherever we are going to saying as tin is at more percentage compared to chemical combination of materials, chemical composition. So lead base is lead 84, and tin is 6, and antimony 9.5, and copper is 5%. Next, bronzes, we can see that bronze is that alloys of copper, tin, and zinc. Bronze is nothing but copper, tin, and zinc are generally used in the form of machined bushes and pressed into the shell. So the bush may be in, so generally the bushes are used in jigs and fixers. Okay, over there we are going to using bronze bushes. This bronze bushes we are going to using generally in gunmetal and phosphorus bronzes. So gunmetal, what the chemical composition is copper is 88%, tin is 10%, tin is 2%. This is the high grade pressures. Okay, the phosphorus bronze, what is it? Elements will be there. Copper is 80%, tin is 10%, and lead is 9%. And where is 1%? Another one is, that is phosphorus 1%. We are using subjected to very high pressures. Okay, this is we are going to using this phosphorus bronze and gunmetal. We are going to widely using. So another one more material for bearings is cast iron. So we are using cast iron, but is very less area we are going to using this cast iron. So pressure is we can limit as 3.5 Newton per mm square, and the maximum speed is 40 meters per minute. We can use up to that. This limitation is very low. So very particular elements only we are going to using this cast iron. And silver bearings we are going to using in aircraft engines, maximum aircraft engine, and some of aerospace applications we are going to using, where the fatigue strength is more important consideration. So over there we are going to using that this silver. Now we will see that non-metallic bearings. So non-metallic bearings are so many types of there. One is carbon, graphite, rubber, wood I already discussed, and plastics. Generally non-metallic bearings we are going to saying as rubber and wood and plastics. So generally this carbon graphite bearings we are going to use in dimensionally stable over the wide range of operating conditions, chemically insert, can operate a higher temperature other bearings. Okay, processing and other equipment where the contamination of oil grease must be prohibited. Okay, these bearings we can use for that one. So wood bearings also we are going to use many applications where low cost will be there, cleanliness, intertension to lubrication, anti-seizing are important. Very low application. Soft rubber bearings we are going to using in vibrations. So whenever we are erecting that machines, we are keeping that rubber bushes in the downside of the machine, so it will absorb the vibration. So generally these rubber bearings are used main marine propeller shafts and hydraulic turbines and pumps. So now non-metallic bearing, nylon will be there. We know that plastic, from that only abrasive wear will be the great strength. And the properties of the important elevator bearings and cams in telephone dials. In telephonic dials we are going to using this nylon bearings. And another one more is Teflon is there. Teflon also we are going to using this bearings materials. Both can be used dry and soft. So over there also we are going to using metallic bearings. Okay, and non-metallic bearings generally the nylon wear surface, linear journal and sliding bearings because of the following properties. First property, generally the properties of the Teflon. Okay, Teflon and we are going to replacing by nylon. What is that? Coefficient of friction near about 0.4 and compared to nylon 0.15. So very less. And higher temperature is about, we can use that 315 degrees centigrade as compared to 120 degrees centigrade for nylon. It is dimensionally suitable use of, it does not absorb the moisture, and it is practically and chemically inert.